Hello and welcome to another video for Midas Touch Toys, Games and Collectibles. And today we are looking at something that is very old, very rare and incredibly collectible. We are looking at the 1964 release by Collins & Sons in association with AP Films from their Fireball XL5 series of activity books. And this particular book we're looking at today is of the dot-to-dot book, all relating to Gerry Andersons' Fireball XL5. Now, Fireball XL5 was obviously one of the series created by Gerry Anderson. Now, it was created in 1962. There was one season that was produced with 39 episodes. Each episode running for about 25 minutes. First episode aired on the 28th of October 1962, and the final episode was on the 27th of October 1963. But of course there was multiple reruns after that. And basically Fireball XL5 was a space rocket that protected the UK, and it was commanded by Colonel Steve Zodiac, and he had his assistant Venus. And there was the professor that also went with them in the ship. It was Professor Mathematic. And the co-pilot was a robot called Robert the Robot. And they also had their little pet, who was an alien named Zuni the Lazoon. And the entire World Space Patrol was commanded by Commander Wilbur Zero. Okay, so this is the book in front of us, and it says on the front, Fireball XL5 dot-to-dot book, and you can see images of Steve Zodiac at the top, Professor at the bottom, and Venus on the bottom right-hand corner, and it says dot-to-dot book, and that is the front of the book. Let's just turn it over to the back, and yep, we've got exactly the same images on the back. Fireball XL5, the Fireball XL5 rocket, Steve Zodiac, the Professor, and Venus. Okay, that's the front and back covers. Let's open it up and let's have a look at what we got inside. Okay, so I have opened the book and this is the first page. So you've got some drawings there, a clown, a deer and a car. And it says Fireball XL5 dot-to-dot book. Incidentally, you can see that the pages is that low quality paper that they used to use back in the books, back in the 1950s, 60s and 70s. It does tend to brown with age, but other than that, it's nice thick paper, but it is the low quality graded paper, not like what they use. They started to use better paper in the 80s and 90s, and of course nowadays it's far better. It's much more glossy paper that doesn't discolour. Okay, so this is the first page. It says this book belongs to, and you've got a section there you can fill in, and again you've got Steve Zodiac, you've got the Professor, you've got Venus, you've got the robot, and you've got Zuni there. And it says Fireball XL5 dot-to-dot book, Collins, London and Glasgow, and there is an image of the nose cone of the XL5, or the mini XL5. Okay, now some of the pages in this book have been completed, some of them haven't. So we go through page by page and see what has been done. So it says copyright 1964, AP Films and ATV Limited, printed and made in Great Britain by WM Collins Sons and Company Limited, London and Glasgow. And it says this impression 1965. Okay, so this is 65. It says complete the picture by joining the dots 1 to 32. And there we have it, Steve Zodiac in a car. And it says join the dots to see what Steve is riding in. And then we've got what can Professor Matic see amid the stars. Join dots 1 to 16 to find out. And that's been started, but it hasn't been completed. So when you've joined the dots, you can use your crayons to colour the picture. Find the twins. Can you see which two of these 6 ray guns are alike? And looking at that, it is quite simple. It's A and F. Very simple that was. Look out. It's planetomic. So join dots 1 to 30, then duck. So that has been completed, but can be coloured in. Zuni's reflection. Zuni looks surprised to see the reflection in the mirror. Join the dots to see why, because he's a fatty in that one. Again, the dots have been done. Disguised drawing. If you colour the areas marked with dot in yellow, you will find out what that is and which country it lives in. It looks to me like a giraffe, but well, I'm sure it is a giraffe, but there we go. Anyway, Venus has a hobby. Study the picture and see if you can guess what it is. Then join dots 1 to 24 to see if you were right. So she's cooking by the looks of it. Looks like a saucepan. Okay, some of these pages are a little bit loose, but they are very old, so I'm trying to be as careful as I possibly can with these pages because I don't want to tear them. Transport exhibition. Join the dots on this page and stand 142 and stand 121 on the next page to see what our friends see. Okay, this one hasn't been done. This one has been done. So you've got a boat there and two boats. It says this could be jolly handy for fishing trips. That's the professor saying that. Is that two? No, it's one page because it's quite thick paper. Professor at work. Joining dots 1 to 31 will show you what he is doing. Danger radiation. So he's in a radiation suit. Not done very well, that one, but it's pencil, so it can be rubbed out. It's blue pencil, but it can be rubbed out. Join dots 1 to 30 and crosses 1 to 20. Then if you agree with Venus, use crayons to colour the picture. Things certainly grow big on this planet. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough. How many objects can you find? Beginning with C, we can see 17. Can you get to 17? And then we've got another one here. Fun with a ruler. Use a ruler to draw lines, joining dots 1 and 1, 2 and 2, and so on. Then shade the shape marked with a cross. When you have coloured the drawing, can you see what it is? Help Jock Space Cities Engineer to find the tools. Join dots 1 to 30, join crosses 1 to 27, join dots A to Z. How many can you see and name? Look who it is. Again, you've got to join the dots to see who that is there. It says Steve and Venus are on the underwater planet of Naxos. Join the dots to see what they are travelling in. Signs of the Zodiac. The big dots represent stars. Join the smaller numbered dots to make the symbols an ancient sun in the sky. Aries the ram, Scorpio the scorpion, Taurus the bull, and Leo the lion. Again, all waiting to be done. Space maze. This has been completed very lightly in pencil, but I say it can be rubbed out. Fireball XL5 is a long way from home. See how quickly you can trace the route back. And what's annoying Robert? What is annoying Robert? Join the dots to find out. Professor Matic goes for a ride. Professor Matic has certainly packed an unusual animal to take a ride on. Join the dots to see what it is. Probably an elephant. Forerunner of Fireball, the Saturn Apollo moon rocket. First, join the dots 1 to 20, then use crayons or colour pencils to make the word Saturn red behind the rocket. AA green, leaving the little cloud shapes white below the coastline. XX blue sea and white clouds. Then shade down one side of the rocket to finish off. There we are. Solve the mystery. Look, Steve, we're not the first on this planet. Yeah. World Space Patrol 2. How did they know? If you join the dots, you will see what it is that Steve and Venus has discovered. Don't know what that is. A jigsaw for you to cut out and colour. Cut out, arrange the items as a jigsaw. The Star Spotter, which is another jigsaw to be completed. Steve's Home Movie, Fireball and the Space Pirates. Cut along all the dotted lines and feed strips BC into A. Why not colour the pictures and have a coloured film show? Remember to do the puzzle on the other side before cutting this out. Otherwise, you can't do the puzzle. Which puzzle? There's no puzzle on the other side. It's just a colour. It's a dot to dot. Joining dots 1 to 25 will show you what she's wearing. It hasn't been drawn, but it has been partly coloured. And Steve's lunch. Gosh, I'm hungry. I sure I'll use a nice steak, a juicy steak. To find out what we'll get, join the dots. Again, he's been coloured, but he hasn't been. The dot to dot hasn't been done. What is it? Another dot to dot. A prehistoric planet. Join dots 1 to 23 to see why said Steve reaching for his ray gun and see why he's reaching for his ray gun. Copy Steve square by square on the next page and then colour. So it's been partly done, not very well, but again it's in pencil, so it could be rubbed out. Okay, and then we've got how many words can make from the word satellite. The picture clues will help with some of them. So yeah, what you can make. Who is this? You colour the lights in to find it. I think it looks a bit like Zoomy. A familiar sight to Steve and friends is a very similar sight. Join the dots to see what it is. It's probably Fireball. There are 7 slight changes in the bottom drawing. Can you spot them? So you've got to pick out the 7 differences. Let's see if we can find one very quickly, and that planet is missing. Very simple one to find. Keep your hair on. Find the hair that goes with the correct head. So obviously that's Venus, so B and 1 and so on. So you've got to pick that out. Whose balloons are they? Join dots 1 to 23 to see. Probably Zoomies. And the space race, which is of all games, you use buttons and a dice or a spinner. It says take turns to spin a coin, move up 2 places for heads and 1 for tails. So it's sort of coin operated. There we are. What are you? What are they looking for? Don't know what that is, but there we are. It's colour pencil again, so it can be rubbed out. How many objects on that one? And what is Venus up to? She's using a microscope. That has been done again. But again, you can rub it out. It's blue pencil. Join the dots to draw 3 more objects. Pair these with those already drawn and guess who is most likely to be using them. Okay. Robert's return. Robert returned to Fireball Jr. commanded Steve Zodiac. Which way did Robert go? Okay, so part of that is in pen, part of it is in pencil. So you can rub out the pencil, but the pen is going to stay, I'm afraid. What's missing? Again, there's a few dot to dots. The bottom one's been done, or partly done, and been done wrong by the looks of things. It's gone from 8 to 30, so it hasn't been completed. So that all needs to be done again correctly. A game for 2. Each take the 3-stage rocket, toss a coin in turn. If it comes down heads, the player with rocket H ticks off one of the 40 fuel tank compartments. If the coin shows tails, rocket T is ticked off. The first with all tanks wins. Easy. Can you spot the differences between the 2 ships? Obviously, the first thing is the letter at the end of the number is different. Jigsaw, paint or crayon the shapes, those with a cross X in blue, with a dot in black and plain in yellow. So there we are. A phone call. Who speaks to whom? See how quickly you can follow the lines to find out. Who's there? That's another one you have to fill in by shading all spaces containing a dot. This looks like a character there. Holidays. Join the dots and guess which landmark each of our friends will see. So you've got Big Ben, the Eiffel Tower, and the Tower of Pisa, all of which, well, some of it's been partly done, not particularly well, but there we are. Fireball crossword, again, and a jigsaw, again, that hasn't been done very well. Oddfish, jigsaw puzzle at the bottom again. These jigsaws, some of these that have been done in pen have been done awfully. Equal shapes, equal shares. Venus is dividing oxygen pills into rations of 10. Can you do it for her by using a ruler to draw 2 straight lines, one joining 2 numbered dots, the other 2 lettered ones? And then you get 10 in equal sides. The legend, the asteroids are tiny planets of barren rock. Space Patrol legend has it that they are the home of the Neptune in space. The old man in the asteroids. Join the dots and perhaps you'll see him too. How many objects can you see? It's just a counting game. Who are you? Well, that's a gorilla with Zoomy. Dot to dot arithmetic. Join the dots, name the objects, then add or subtract the letters as shown. You should finish with an 8. Rearrange these to make a word. What's wrong? There are several mistakes in this picture. How many can you find? What are they? Answers at the foot of the page. First one I see has got XL3 there instead of XL5, but straightforward. Heat wave. Gosh, it sure is hot. The temperature's gone clean off my chart. Cheer up, boys. I've got a surprise. Join the dots, both numbered and lettered, and then turn the page to see the surprise. So it's been partly done. And planet puzzle, here is a star map showing 6 planets and 2 plotted orbits. Join dots 1 to 24 to make it something else. So it's been just started, not very well again, but there we are. So that is the Fireball XL5 dot-to-dot book. Very, very rare book that you don't see very often. There is some slight damage at the top there, which is why some of the pages are loose. You can just see the little bit of damage to the spline there. But then for something that is from 1965, so almost 60 years old, it'll be 60 years old in a few months, it's done very, very well. And the fact that there's only a very small percentage of the activities been completed, it's fabulous. Fabulous condition for something 60 years old, and great that it's only part completed despite the pages discolouring slightly. So how well did these do back in 1965? Well, you've got to remember, back in 1965, we didn't have things like streaming services, we didn't have internet, we didn't have DVDs or video recorders. We had television with 3 channels, BBC One, BBC Two and ITV. You had to watch, look at the TV schedules to see when your TV programmes were being shown, and make sure you were there to watch them if you wanted to watch them. Because if you missed them, who knows when you would get to see them again, because it might not be for months, it might not be for years, or they might never be reshown at all. You just didn't know with TV episodes, especially when they were making a lot of TV episodes from the same series. So if you missed a couple of episodes, it could be years before they were reshown. So the idea was to make sure you didn't miss your favourite TV shows. I can remember when we were young, we were going on holiday, and I was so annoyed because I was going to miss my favourite TV show while we was away. I'm very, very unhappy about it, but there we are. That was what it was like back then. Of course, these days it doesn't make a blind bit of difference because you can stream anything you want to watch, but very different back in the 1960s. So consequently, merchandise like these was a very, very big thing. So activity books all relating to your favourite TV shows, annuals, comic books, all massive and sold tremendously well. It was the thing that kept us at the forefront of our favourite TV shows. We could immerse ourselves into the books, into the stories, into the activities, and be reliving our TV shows when it wasn't on air, if you like. So yeah, huge. I mean, these books were never made to last, though. They were made to have the activities done and then be thrown away. So they weren't supposed to last 60 years, as this one has. Okay, let's move forward 60 years then to current date, 2024, almost 2025. Do these books come up very often on the platforms? No, is the answer to that question. They do occasionally, very occasionally pop up. Usually if you see them on the platforms, they've been completely done. There's hardly anything untouched inside the books. They usually got pages missing or pages hanging out. They're usually in poor condition. And not the greatest. So if you are looking to purchase one of these on the platforms, do make sure you look at the item you're ordering very, very carefully. Make sure you click that use button, because otherwise you could be expecting to find something that you're not going to get, because a lot of those platforms use stock photographs. So that's always a worry on the platforms. However, we at Midas Touch have managed to find this one dot-to-dot book, but we've only got the one copy, and this copy is now available to purchase on the Midas Touch website. And the copy that you will get is this particular one that we are looking at. So you've seen what it's like, you've seen the quality, and this is exactly what you would get if you order this item. And you can get to the Midas Touch website very simply by clicking the link below. It will take you straight to the website where you'll be able to find this and many other vintage Gerry Anderson items. And many other vintage toys, games and collectibles come to that. There's over 10,000 products currently available on the website for you to view and purchase at your leisure. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because we're uploading videos for every new item that goes into the website. There will be something for everybody, And I am absolutely positive that this is something that you will not want to miss, because we literally have thousands and thousands of new items which we're shooting videos for and uploading on a daily basis. So if there's something in particular you are looking for, something old that you've never been able to find, something quirky you might want to buy for a friend, or perhaps just something from your childhood that you'd like to own again to help you recuperate those long lost childhood memories. Well, stay tuned, keep watching, because you never know the next item we upload could be that item you've been looking for. Okay, that is it for me on this particular item. I do hope you've enjoyed reviewing this wonderful, wonderful old Fireball XL5 dot-to-dot book with me. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next video. So bye for now.